Hello, everyone, and welcome to my playthrough, long-awaited playthrough of Higurashi. Now, this is something that has been in the works for quite a long time, but just I never got to get around to because so many video games are always coming out. But this is something that I've always kind of wanted to play. It's one of those great visual novels, right? Um, and I thought, you know what? Now that I've pretty much totally extinguished all of the Nasuverse stuff, I'm gonna get going on the thing that is the closest to it that I know of that I can kind of jump to. I do know there's some actual connections. I do know. Um, I guess I should say I only think I know like two spoilers for this, and it's just because like my only knowledge of Higurashi is the old anime for it would be the one of those animes that people would like share around and be like whoa, this is the darkest, most insane thing ever, and you won't sleep right after watching this anime, which is, I mean, it's kind of the Doki Doki Literature Club problem, where kind of everyone shares around what it is, and then you kind of can't be surprised by it. But that's it. I don't know anything else, and I'm excited to do it. I do have, because I know this is gonna be something that, everyone's concerned about. I do have all the mods installed to make it the best experience possible. That said, I will be kind of cycling between the different versions. I, of course, wanna start with the Soulful Original, and then next chapter, I might try something else, and might try something else, just so I can kinda, experience the whole breadth of everything that we could go with it. So, that said, it says the video opening might contain spoilers. I I will watch it because every time I've had these things where people say, "Hey, skip the opening, there's spoilers," um, I would then watch it and go like, "I wouldn't understand what the spoilers are until I knew what the spoilers were." So, like, I think it's okay. So that's kinda where we're at. Let's get going with, with reading Higurashi When They Cry, Chapter 1, Onikakushi, which I don't know what that means. So, we're gonna enable the opening. So this is, I did buy the whole Steam collection, right? Because that's the one that they say is the easiest to mod, so that's what we're going with. You know, the sound of cicadas is something that I I thought I loved because of hearing it in, like anime and stuff. And then I moved to China where there are cicadas, and I learned very quickly I don't think I like them. They are quite annoying. I don't think I need to go to config because I kind of config through the mod menu, but we'll check anyways. Oh, this is the mod menu stuff. Okay, yeah, I already got through all this stuff. So, let's get started. Well, that's not a worrying sound. I'm already seeing effects that I haven't seen since, playing older visual novels. Okay, Onikakushi opening. Demon did away chapter, not spirited away. Demon did away. Welcome to the world of Higurashi When They Cry. The Onikakushi arc will be the opening, inviting you into this world. Sit back, relax, and enjoy life in Hinamizawa to the fullest. The difficulty for this chapter is extreme. The difficulty for this chapter is extremely high, but I hope you will enjoy the reward. What what do they mean the difficulty? This is a visual novel, right? Like, what do we have to be worried about? This is kind of concerning. Well, let's get started. Okay. Oh, great, children laughing. That's never not discomforting. Like, I know it's meant to be a little freaky, but please do not deplore yourself. Even if the world does not forgive you, I will forgive you. Please do not deplore yourself. Even if you do not forgive the world, I will forgive you. So please tell me, what will it take you for, or what will it take for you to forgive me? Frederica Berncastle. And then under that, that looks like not a language. It's a work of fiction. Any resemblance to actual persons is entirely coincidental. AD 1983. It's the Showa era, which I've never seen spelled with a U. Well, off to a good start. A little bit of blood. If I was going to be ripped apart anyways, having my body ripped apart would have been far better. I trusted her. No, I still trust her. Well, you know, it's good to trust people, I guess, but, don't know if I would while being ripped apart, apparently. Even in this very moment, I trust her. Guess we just gotta trust in the vision. But I'm starting to realize, oh, I only wanted to trust her because I refused to accept the truth. It was as if I was trying to convince myself in such a silly, sobbing voice. And those tears making a mess of my face. That mechanical, repetitious sound finally stilled, and everything fell silent. Is it the sound of the cicada? Oh, no, never mind. The cicadas are a different mechanical sound. Only the cry of the cicadas remained, annoyingly loud. You're saying that when the cicadas cry, is that what they are? Because I think someone told me that like Higurashi, doesn't that literally mean like the sound of the cicadas? I'm pretty sure. Just like Umineko means sea cats, aka seagulls, right? So that's when they cry. And because I know people will be asking right away. Yes, Umineko is, I consider it, you know, I consider Umineko with Higurashi just like I consider Tsukihime with Fate. So the answer is yes, eventually. Please please just let me get through this because I know that this is pretty decently long. Anyways, and yet, I felt as if I could still hear her voice. But that's not possible. She is no longer speaking. The only one crying is me. She never cried. Even when she repeated those words over and over, she never expressed any emotion, because there were none to show. If she had no tears to shed for me, then I should need to shed any for her. Then why? This pain, my eyes getting moist. Why was this happening? I still wanted to believe I hadn't been split apart. That's enough, right? Inside me, an inner voice whispered gently. My spirit had suffered enough, and countless times I'd wavered over whether I should just throw the battered thing away. Except, I've stubbornly refused to do that, haven't I? I'd feel better if I just threw it away. Even knowing that, I chose to believe, didn't I? Only I can understand that painful struggle and appreciate it. Hey, me? I've tried more than enough. I'll acknowledge that much. So, isn't it all right to just take the easy way out? Besides, I'm not throwing it away. I'm leaving it behind. With her. Like flowers. By a grave. So I'm guessing this is like, the prologue to most visual novels, which you don't understand till later. Now then, calm your nerves. Even though you can't feel your right arm. Just lift it up. And with every swing, forget a little more. I don't even know who we are. Like I'm gonna be real. I know of some of the character designs for Higurashi, but I don't actually know who's like the point of view character versus the side characters, right? That kindness made me happy. That adorable what is this juxtaposition with the sound of beating, with this dialogue? That adorable smile brought me joy. I liked petting your head. Is this an animal we're beating? I loved how demure you were. That word's been ruined. Thank you, Internet. What are we doing? Because this will be the last time. Because when I swing this down, I'll forget. This is my first and last bouquet for you. Well, perhaps I really did love you. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I'm sure pretty much everyone watching this who's like who knows is like, wow, I understand everything. Because I'm gonna be real, I don't know what I got from that. Maybe it's just a mood setter. When they cry. Oh, opening movie. Let's see here. Hopefully it doesn't get me. I don't think it'll get me hit. It shouldn't. If if it's silent, if things have been removed, if there's no music or different music, well then you'll know. Okay, yeah, I know that character. This is the green hair lady. Uh oh, you're the blonde one. Okay, yeah. You're the one with the memes. Well, that I know of. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna bet. I don't think this was in the. No, this was absolutely not in the original release. Okay, this is not what they're gonna look at like when I'm playing for this chapter. There's some crazy eyes back there. I've definitely seen like a bunch of the characters from this with crazy eyes going crazy. Now, I don't know the context of it or what's meant to be what, but I've seen it because it's one of those things where if you've been on the internet, you've seen it, you know? And here's the thing, I'm gonna watch this once, and that's it. Half of this is gonna be thrown out of my head. Boy, you look kind of out of it. Got a freaky smile go. Oh, that was scary. I didn't even know who that was. Again, like I've seen these character designs, but I don't know who they are. Also, hey, feet. Okay. Everyone's kind of got a different expression. I have no idea what I'm supposed to. Again, they're like, well, this might be spoilers. I'm getting nothing. Look at all these NPCs with designs that we'll get to. Oh, wow, hey, she's crying. How fitting. Oh, why is it burning? What the heck? Oh, I don't like that. Oh, I don't like that. It's the fact it's like early, like, well, not early. It's Japanese CG. And you know how Japanese CG is, where it's kind of uncanny? Yeah, I didn't like that. If it was a real insect, I think I'd be less freaked out by it. I farewell, bid your love goodbye. Well, that's a terrifying achievement. Somebody's been apologizing for a while now. I wonder what she's apologizing for. It felt wrong to eavesdrop, so I tried to ignore it. It'd been a while since I last went to the city. I only returned to attend the funeral of a relative. Even though I'd lived there until last month, I found the bustle of the city to be overwhelming. Those skyscrapers and the multi-lane roads, the melodious cacophony of the crosswalk. Even the campaign speeches blaring in front of the station felt nostalgic. The place where I live now isn't nearly as lively. There's only the chirping of locusts and the babbling of brooks. Oh, I love the sound of a babbling brook. And the cry. Oh, well, here we go. And the cry, the Higurashi, the evening cicadas. Okay, so yeah, Higurashi is specifically, that evening cicada sound, which, yeah, I mean, it's weird because, like, real cicadas, I think I hate the sound of, but, like, stock cicada sound effects, I'm kind of all for. Rather than making me feel lonely, that quietness had begun to instill a sense of serenity. There's nothing where I'm living now. I don't just mean there aren't any burger joints. There aren't even any vending machines. Oh man, for Japan, that's kind of crazy. Well, mind you, this was like 1983, they said, right? So, I feel like in modern Japan, there are more even out in the sticks just because it's so easy to keep track of them. Whoa, no music stores. I mean, that's fair, but no restaurants. That's a crazy one to me. For you to be in a small town with no restaurant, not even like a small mom and pop joint, and no arcades. Well, that's true hell. An ice cream parlor? No chance. The nearest town has some stuff like that, but it's an hour away by bike. Oh, I mean, that's not too bad. Is there a bus? I mean, an hour bike ride is not awful. But come to think of it, it wasn't really a big deal. There were music stores and arcades and ice cream parlors where I used to live, but it wasn't like I ever hung out at any of them. Oh, you just want to be near them for the feeling of being near them. I had lived in the city for 10 years. Never once been to an ice cream parlor. That's really sad. I should have gone at least once. It's only now that I'm starting to regret that a little. Somebody is still apologizing. Who is she apologizing to? She's apologized so much, so just forgive her already. There's no reason anyone should ever need to apologize so much. I started to feel a bit annoyed at whoever was refusing to forgive her. No matter how bad the mistake, there's nothing that can't be forgiven. There's no such thing as an irreparable mistake. I don't know if I fully agree. Might take a long time. I don't know. You just need to be more careful next time. She's still apologizing even now. Then, has she really done something that can't be fixed? I have no idea what she's done, but if it can't be fixed, then that's all the more reason to forgive her. That's one way to look at it, I guess. No matter how much she apologizes, nothing will change. But even so, she keeps apologizing in such a heartbreaking voice. Hey, you. The one she's apologizing to. Why don't you just go ahead and forgive her? She's apologizing in such a pathetic voice.
Keiichi, そろそろ着くぞ.
Okay, Keiichi. Is that us?
起きなさい.
I was finally roused from my nap by my father's prodding. I love these backgrounds that are just real pictures with a crappy Photoshop filter. I love it so much, actually. So much so that when I go to take pictures, like, I literally think, like, when I'm taking, like, photos of places, I always go, what would make a good visual novel background? Seemed the train had reached its final stop. We'd spent hours riding everything from the bullet train to the local routes. It's hard to believe that the landscape beyond the window and the city I was in half a day ago were in the same country. No, that they were even from the same era. It's not too bad. Oh, never mind. We're going deeper. Did that just say Yamaha? You barely put a filter over that. That is just a Yamaha store. Right? You can see. We go to high text box. Like, that is just Yamaha. Wow, okay. From there, we take a car deeper into the mountains. Look at these kids who don't even know they're in a video game, probably. Past, oh well, there they are. Past where the dense forest encroaching on the mountain road suddenly opened up. It literally is just a filter. I love it. I actually love it. On the one hand, it's, cheap. But on the other hand, it's soulful. And that's what's important. There, where I live now, Hinamizawa. I don't know any of the characters in that, if they mean anything. Yo, do we have, like, proper, like, eye catches? Are we doing, like anime style? Like, oh, you've been reading for, long enough. Now it's commercial break time. That'd be nice. That's good for YouTube. Even though we were approaching summer, the morning air still had a frigid bite. Although in exchange, you could fill your lungs up with crisp, clean air. Flipping open the window, I was greeted with a verdant expanse. Nothing but trees. Neighboring house was far away on the other side, so I was probably the only one enjoying that view and that air. Filled my lungs with another deep breath. Since I started living in Hinamizawa, I learned that even air had its own taste. And, in 25 years, they're going to bottle it up and sell it because that's where we're going. Oh, and I did pick the soundtrack option that was closest to the original. My sort of plan is to go between, like, original, then the first remake, and then the second remake. Try them all out. Try out all the options. I want to see what they all. I know some people were like, "Don't use this option; it looks horrible." But I want to try. I want to formulate my own opinions because I had people tell me to not use the music from Fate, or rather the Tsukihime anime, And that kind of ended up being awesome. So they were wrong, and I was right to try. I quickly finished getting ready for school and headed downstairs for breakfast. My mother was the only one there. Father was nowhere to be seen. He was probably up working until the early morning. Dad had a rather unconventional job as a painter. Such a laid-back profession. Get up when you want, sleep when you want, work when you want. Now, are we talking like an art painter, or are we talking like a house painter? Because those are quite different. I was jealous of that easygoing lifestyle. I even wrote for school that I wanted to be a painter when I grew up. Dad was ecstatic about that. It was just because it looked easy. I never tell him that, though. Yeah, it's never a good idea to follow in parents' footsteps because you say, well, that looks easy. They will disagree heavily. Mom laid breakfast out on the table. Seaweed, pickled vegetables, raw egg, and grilled salmon. All right, seaweed, that's lovely. Pickled vegetables, that was something that, I didn't think I'd like, and then I went to Japan and I tried all their pickled vegetables, and I really, really liked them. I think my entire perception of hating pickles growing up was just because of dill. I hate dill. If I could destroy one herb from existence, it would absolutely be dill. Raw egg? Okay, can't do that. Nope, that's a bit of a weird one. Grilled salmon for breakfast sounds absolutely lovely. I even had, I went to a Japanese restaurant where they gave, like the salmon completely, just the flat cut of salmon with, all the bones, and you can just kind of dig in there with chopsticks and eat it, traditional style. And it was kind of amazing. My mom was such a good cook, it was scary. A perfect, immaculate, ideal breakfast. I'm surprised at the lack of rice or miso, but I kind of assume that that's just maybe unstated because, you gotta have rice. Unlike my dad, who didn't even know the meaning of the word schedule, my mom never squandered any time or effort. She hummed a little tune as she brought... Oh, well, there we go. What did I say? She hummed a little tune as she brought over the miso soup. Sounded like she was in a good mood today.
こっちに引っ越してきてから圭一が早起きになって嬉しいわね。早起きしないと朝飯を食いそびれるんだよ。
Oh, your voice is deeper than I expected. I thought I was being cute, responding with a wisecrack after being praised for being
ご
good.
飯はいっぱい？それとも半分
What
く
did
ら
I
いでいい？
say? Rice and miso is to be expected. I'm locked in.
山盛り。
Yeah, give me that rice. Honestly, rice to start the day goes so hard. First, I savored the steaming hot rice with the seaweed. After that, I covered it with the egg. Okay, you know what? If you're putting it with the rice, then it's not like a raw egg, because then the steaming rice will let me kind of cook it. Between the bites of the rice, I enjoyed the crunch of the pickles. Not bad at all. Excellent, as usual. Watch me clean my plate, Mom gave me a warm smile.
こっちに引っ越してきてから圭一が朝食を欠かさないんで嬉しいわね。
Yeah, who's someone who skips breakfast? That'd be a bad thing, Actually, I have been eating breakfast pretty much every day because currently I'm back in Canada. I've been eating breakfast every day, mostly because my body still, it looks at the time and is like, you haven't eaten for hours, and it's like supper time, you should eat. So I've been eating breakfast just because my body thinks I need it, which is not normal for me. I was not a morning person when we lived in the city. I slept right until the last minute before school and rarely ate breakfast. Yo, that is me_IRL. Boycotting the breakfast Mom made me each morning. Probably the only way I could protest being forced to attend cram school. Oh, that's even worse than regular school. I guess that was what you'd call my rebellious phase. I wouldn't so much as look at the breakfast she woke up early every day to make. If I could go back in time, I'd slap myself. Mindful of the time, Mom rushed me along with a wide grin.
そろそろレナちゃんと待ち合わせの時間じゃない？
Okay, that's a name I recognize.
急いで急いで。
Mom really seemed to enjoy the fact that her son was going to school. With a girl? Whoa. Rena's one of my... Is it Rena or Rena? I'm gonna say Rena. I know it's like the more anglicized version, probably. But hey, I'm an English speaker. She really loves looking after people, coming to meet me every day without fail. The way I looked at it, a guy my age walking to school with a girl is just lame. I mean, this is the 80s, I guess. But, well, even a classmate waiting for me every day wouldn't be very considerate. Serious though, how long does Rena wait there for me every morning? Taking one last gulp of miso soup, I raced for the door.
レナちゃんにお漬物ありがとうって伝えてね。
I understand what they're saying, but it is just a funny sentence. Also, this is a very strangely tall building. Is this our house? It looks like an archery range. Come to think of it, those pickles weren't store-bought, were they? If I'd known that, well, I would have savored them a bit more.
Ayo!
Yeah, that's a big house. Oh boy, okay, so here it comes. I don't think so. We haven't seen a character yet. And I feel like if you're one of the people who doesn't know about this and is just joining me on this journey, and if you don't know what you're about to see, I don't think you're ready. There we go. So there's a lot to be said about the early original artwork. You know, I kind of love it. Actually, that's a lie. I really love it. I think it is so evocative of an era. Like, I look at it and my brain goes like, I know where I was when I would have seen this, and I can feel the world I would have been in. And I love it, actually. So no, I am more than happy to use these sprites, but then again, I also do want to switch them out and try out the other ones for the other chapters. But yeah, no, flesh mittens, some people have issues with, but you know what? You're gonna have to put up with them. I mean, my hands are balls. So, all right, let's get going. Her cheerful greeting was as fresh as the morning itself.
相変わらず早いな。たまにはのんびり朝寝坊したっていいんだぜ。
お寝坊したら圭一君を待たせちゃうじゃない。
I cannot place the ages of these characters at all. She's so conscientious and such a good person.
そん時は置いてく。
圭一君冷たい。いつも待っててあげてるのに。
サクサク置いてく。キリキリ置いてく。
どうして冷たいんだろう。だろう。
I mean, that's kind of the job of a guy at this point of time, right? You got to be a little rough, because that's what society expects. Rena had a slightly troubled look on her face. Toying with her was rather fun because of how quickly her mood changed. Okay.
嘘。ちゃんと待ってるよ。
With those words, Rena seemed to relax. Her face flushed bright red.
ありがとう。
レナが来るまでずーっと待ってる。
Riz? Chat, is this Riz?
いつまでも。
That's... wow. Are you just doing this just to get a reaction? Rena turned bright red, steam rising from her head as her brain short-circuited. She's especially weak to this sort of talk. It's almost like she might like you, dude. I don't know. It feels like it. Quite rare to find someone this fun to tease.
レナはロマンスものの文庫本は読んだことあるか？
Oh my god, dude. You... This is quite the opposite from M. Yashiro, huh? Like, we are immediately going the opposite direction. Oh, what? Okay.
読んだことない。
Okay. So, like, I'm not sure what to get from this pose. Is this her reeling back? I don't know. From that response, I gather she was interested in them, but was too embarrassed to actually buy one. Especially because probably the only store in town that sells them is the same store where everyone goes for everything, and you don't want to go into the Harlequin romance section where you might see everyone in town. Couldn't imagine what would happen if she did read one. She'd probably turn red and pass out.
お袋から伝言。漬物サンキューでしたって。
どういたしまして。どうだった？しょっぱくなかったかな？
They weren't that salty. Actually, they had a pretty light flavor to them. Oh, are we getting more food stuff? So the one thing I do know is there is a... Sorry, I was looking at my watch. I got a smartwatch recently, so if I go like this, I'm like looking down, because then I can check messages and not worry about actually, opening up my phone. The one thing I do know is that this author was inspired by Kanoku Nasu, right? Is it Ryukishi is the author name? I know that there was some inspiration there, to the point where there's one character that might go beyond inspiration. We'll get to her. I know her. And when we see her, that'll be something interesting. But if this is like the inspiration here and we're gonna get more food stuff, well then sign me up, because that's my favorite part of the visual novels, is all the food you randomly get shown. Anyways, they actually had a pretty light flavor to them. Wouldn't find, to be honest, and say they were good, but apparently, well, I couldn't be that
その前
forthright.
に聞きたい。
Okay.
あの漬物を漬けたのはレナか？
Are you the serial pickler?
レナのお母さんか？
なんで聞くんだろう。
You got some strong opinions on pickling?
しょっぱかった？
Her attitude could, I mean, mind you, this is really, really mean to say. Someone's like, well, how was the, how was the food I gave you? And they're like, did you make it yourself? It's like, what am I supposed to get from that? And it's like, you need to tell me. Did you make it or someone else? Yeah, no, I'd feel worried too. Her attitude completely changed as she began to panic frantically.
レナか？レナのお母さんか？
Yeah, this is really mean.
なんで作った人聞くんだろう。
どっちが作ったかで感想が著しく変わる。
Wow. Okay. She counted frantically on her fingers, trying to remember the amount of salt she used to pickle them. It wasn't like I was trying to tease her, but I couldn't stop myself. Guys who take pleasure in this kind of thing are probably the worst. I was gonna say, guys like you, and he says, yep, guys like me. Okay, well, at least you're self-aware, I guess. Rena nervously opened and closed her mouth over and over, trying to muster a response. Kind of just going like an ocean sunfish.
レナだけど。
うまかった。前回に続きなかなかだったぜ。飯との相性は最高だった。
You wouldn't think pickles and rice would go well, but I think that the difference is, like, when you hear the word pickles for like Japanese cuisine, like, I don't think of like cucumber pickles. I think of like carrots and celery and other stuff like that. Her face went bright red again. She was completely spacing out. It truly was a lot of fun to tease her. I pray that Rena never gets taken advantage of by some lowlife. Like you? Maybe? Maybe not now, but you're kind of going down that path, dude. Keep at it, Rena. I'll train you until you can handle it like the average person. Okay. Or so I decided for myself.
行こうぜ。ミオンを待たせるとあいつうるさいぞ。
Mion. Do I know Mion? I'll need to see. Seeing as she just keeps spacing out otherwise, I called Rena back to reality so we could make our way to school. This strange, easily flustered girl is Rena Ryugyu. When I see Ryugyu, my brain, or Ryugu rather, my brain, yeah, I jump into the Ryu there, and I'm like, dragon, but that's all I got. I've only known her for about a month, but I've come to realize it's not just her name that's strange, it is a bit strange. Yeah, no, I get that. Okay, this is Mion, right? Coming up next to the next rendezvous point, we see another person waiting for us. Noticing us, she waved. Oh, you're... Okay, yes, you're...
遅いよ、二人とも。
I know you. And I know you because there's one person who has apparently been, like, commissioning art of this person ever since the game originally came out. and like they will continually make new art of this person. There's like one notorious fan that will forever keep making art of her. Cool, you do you, buddy. In fact, I actually think that's kind of something to be lauded, you know?
いつも遅いのはお前の方だろう。
In sharp contrast to the diligent Rena, this one marched to the beat of her own drum. She's Mion Sonozaki. For what it's worth, she's our senior and the head of the class. Okay. So, are we meant to be high school? Guess that would make sense, but okay.
おはようレナ。そしてケイちゃんお久しぶり。何年ぶりだっけ
2日しか休んでねえよ。
Okay, is she a silly? Is she a silly Billy?
そうだっけか前に会った時はあんなに可愛かったのにな。
It's been 2 days. Mion's gaze started at my chest, then dropped straight down, focusing on the point between my... What are we talking about? What? So she was saying it was my crotch that was cuter back? What are we doing? Okay, I was gonna say, before you ask, just to be clear, I've never actually tried to show it to her. Okay. She's just... Okay. We tried to get a rise out of Rena, and she's trying to get a rise out of us.
そう
Okay.
だよ、立派になったぞ。
You mean in height, right?
驚くぞ。
You mean in height, right?
たくましくなっちゃった上にヒゲまで生やしちゃってさ。
毎朝元気全開で大変なんだ。
What are we doing?
今度見せてやるから挨拶してみろ。
今度なんて言わないで今がいいな。朝の新鮮な空気を吸わせてあげたら。
I don't think I've ever heard talk so dirty you could smell it fouling up the morning air before. Like, is this a normal conversation on the way to school? Mion sure does act like an old man sometimes. Yeah.
よし、わかった。大公開だ。後悔するなよ。
Did I download the right version of this game? I'm kind of worried now. What? As my head reached for my fly, Rena began to ramble in a near panic.
ねえねえ、何の話？
Boy, there is nothing to do in a small town, huh?
何の話だろう？何の話だろう？
Red-faced and flustered, Rena tried to play dumb, but it was obvious she knew what we were talking about.
どうだった？久しぶりの都会はさ。
Okay, how was it? I'm like, did we skip it actually happening? No, we're good. Mion switched gears, dropping the dirty talk, and changed the topic to something more befitting the pleasant morning and general tone of what I thought we were going for.
葬式で言っただけだぜ。慌ただしいだけだったよ。
Okay, so yeah, to reiterate, we go to the city for only a funeral, right? And we mostly stay out here. Is that what I mean? Not? Or, I don't know. I'll need to see.
でさ、探しといてくれた？頼んどいたやつ。
Oh? Okay, but that is such a small town vibe of like, oh, are you going to the big city? Can you get me this thing that's only available in the big city?
お前、人の話聞いてないだろ。俺は葬式で帰っただけだぜ。
Not much shopping time when you're at a funeral.
おもちゃ屋巡りをしてる余裕なんかなかったんだよ。
Oh, and it's specific. Okay, she wanted the toy. But is it a cool figure? What is it?
おもちゃ屋とホビーショップは全然違う
Oh
よ。
no. Okay, no, she's a woman of culture.
特に洋物、こっちじゃなかなか手に入らないからね。
Never mind, I take it back. She wants like a Superman figure. Lame.
みーちゃんまたゲームの話？
Never mind. Wait. Game? Cool. Western? Sorry. You're losing me. Mio nodded proudly as Rena giggled.
そう、ケイちゃんに洋芸のカタログを持ってきてもらいたかったんだけどね。
Westport? Like... Western games? Or okay. Will it be explained? Oh. Westport was short for Western Imported Games. Guys, I think I found my, like... like my one thing that made me immediately go from I like this character to kind of not liking her. Like, why would you, oh. You know what? That's I'll be honest, that's entirely my own prejudices, right? That's on me, but like wait. Wasn't it like 83? Okay, they're like NES games. Okay, I guess there's still some decent ones in this era, so okay. Using that abbreviation did make it sound pretty geeky. I kind of love how in Japanese they'll do abbreviations like that. GameSoft is one of my favorite ones.
そんなのまた通販で取り寄せりゃいいじゃねえか。
ま、そうするかな。またプレイングの熱いゲームを入荷するからね。
今度は私にもわかりやすいゲームがいいな。
Are we 83? Mion is a board and card game enthusiast. Okay. I hear she's collected quite a lot of different ones. According to Rena, Mion's room has become kind of a museum for domestic and foreign games. Now, like, okay, but real talk, think about this. If you have nothing to do in your small town, you could, like, make a little, are board game cafes a thing at this time? You could make a killing.
俺にもわかりそうなゲームがあったらやらせてくれよ。
いいよ。ケイちゃんさえ良ければね。でもうちらのレベルは高いよ。
Wait a sec. Have I just been mistaken this whole time? Oh. We're not talking video games. We're specifically talking like card and board games. Oh. Okay. Well then actually, you know what this might be? Straight up, it might be talking about Dungeons and Dragons, because I just watched a video on, a couple of videos on Japan and Dungeons and Dragons, and it would have been at this time. Maybe not that one specifically, but, you know, that sort of era of tabletop games and stuff. Okay, you know what? You're okay then. I can live with that.
上等じゃねえか。俺だって遊び100番遅れを取るつもりはないぜ。
じゃあ今度はケイチくんも仲間に加わるのかな
Bristling with joy from head to toe, Rena looked back and forth between me and Mion. Mion gave an affirmative wink, and her expression perked up even further.
男の子ってきっと外で遊ぶ方が好きだと思ってたから、ダメかと思ってたよ。
I mean, that's a stereotype. Rena laughed happily. But again, 80s, you know, different world. I never even grew up in that world. From such a friendly conversation, you wouldn't think I'd have moved. Okay, no, you did. Okay. You only moved here less than a month ago, but the funeral was before, and then you went back to the city. Okay. I understood that they did all they could to make a transfer student like me feel at home. I'll have to try harder to fit in, so they won't feel like they have to try and make me feel welcome. I feel like if I acted a bit more open than I usually am, it should probably be right for this place. Looking at different locations. Oh, was that the school? Okay. Hinamizawa was a really small village. Not only was there only one school, but there was only one class. Oh, it's real small. That class encompassed all different grades and ages. Hey, as a teacher, I don't even understand how you would do this. This is a terrifying concept to me. There are about 30. Oh my goodness. This sounds terrifying. There are about 30 students at different levels, and they all study in the same class. I'm told that long ago there used to be a bigger school building, and they actually had actual separate classes. However, it seems something happened that made it become a single class, and now it's stayed that way out of tradition. I was shocked at first, but humans adapt pretty quickly. I've already gotten used to it. The sound of children playing started right from the morning. With such a lively mood, it felt more like a kindergarten than a proper school. Not that that was a bad thing. Mion, who had been walking in front of us until then, suddenly let me take the lead, right in front of the classroom door. So, we're about to get pranked, aren't we? My prank senses are going off the handle. I can feel the Ashton Kutcher vibes everywhere. So I was meant to slide the door open and enter the room first. Ha! Okay, but he knows. Too bad. I wasn't gonna fall for that again.
ここで先頭を譲るとはな。お手並み拝見ってことかよ。
Are we gonna catch it? Are we gonna catch it and chuck it? What are we doing? That's an incredible expression. Like, that's loaded. Also, shout out to Bell.meaty. Mion chuckled with a haughty smirk on her face.
どうしたの二人とも。
下がってろレナ。危ないぞ。やつだ。
So is it an eraser full of chalk dust, or is it a bucket full of water? Those are the two that you gotta worry about.
じゃあ、さとこちゃんが
Or maybe I'm super wrong. Her name was Her name was Satoko Hojo. She was a disrespectful, impudent, bossy kid. The way she talks was annoying, but it would be immature to get worked up over just that. The real problem was this.
見え見えの罠だな。
Oh, there we go. I called it.
見え見えだぜ、サトコ。
A haughty laugh came from beyond the door.
お見事、ケイちゃん。こりゃ今回は勝負あったかな。
いや、相手はサトコだ。
Is there a second trap?
これだけとは思えない。
After falling for such intricate traps since the day I transferred, I no longer let my guard down. Satoko liked to combine a variety of traps. Traps that were simply there to bait you into a main one. Traps that relentlessly kept coming at you like a sadistic Rube Goldberg machine. The list goes on. It's like that game Deception. As well as being clever, they almost never misfire. When you least expect it, she strikes. No escape. No time to
見たと
relax.
ころ黒板消しは普通。石とかは入れてないみたいだ。
Oh, never mind. That's not just a prank. She's trying to harm you. That's like when you hear about people who put rocks into snowballs. It's like that's not a funny haha prank. No, you are deranged. I took a pretty heavy hit from a blackboard eraser loaded with rocks on my first day. That's a problem.
じゃあさ、ガラガラって開けて落としちゃえばいいんじゃないかな。
それだ。
That's what Satoko was after, making me focus my attention upward. So I lifted my hand to the door. There were... Oh! Horrible! There were thumbtacks stuck to the sliding door handle with tape, a frightening trap. A potent and terrifying trap, concealed by using the blackboard
見事な
eraser.
コンボだ、サトコ。だが所詮はガキの浅知恵だったな。
But here comes the third one. A rake that you step on to smack yourself in the face with. Assured of my victory, I threw the door open and stepped into the room. Felt something strange oh no. Felt something strange on my ankle. It was similar to the sensation of a jump rope catching on my leg. By the time I realized it, she had me hook, line, and sinker. It was already too late. I began to fall in an almost picturesque manner.
避けて。
Instinctively reacting to Mion's shrill warning, I twisted my body in midair before I landed on the floor.
いっててて。
An inkstone. What is an inkstone? Filled... Oh! Is that like where you have a... Oh, it's like one of those things that you actually have the ink in, yeah. Filled to the brim was placed right where I would have landed. Shuddered, imagining the situation had I landed square on it. Oh, you're the gremlin. Okay. The blonde one's the gremlin.
おはようございます、ケイチさん。朝から賑やかですわね。
Still sprawled in an awkward position, I was greeted by a mocking voice.
一段とスペシャルなトラップワークになったじゃないか、サトコ。
私何のことかわかりませんもの。
Something about the expression, the single fang, the big old peepers. Yeah, you're a character.
朝からついてませんわね。
てめえ。あいててててて。
Seemed I'd inadvertently sprained my back a little when I'd landed. Yeah. Buddy, that was a death trap. Better than landing on that inkstone. I mean, I guess. Okay, I know you. Small hand gently rubbed my
ケ
head.
イチの痛いの飛んでいけです。
The small dainty hand continued to gently stroke my
腰と
head.
かはくじかなかったですか？ こうして撫でていれば痛いのは消えてきますです。
Thought about asking how rubbing my head would help my back, but I didn't. It's not so much what you actually do, it's a thought that counts.
ありがとな。
Rika,
リ
okay.
カちゃんのおかげで痛みが引いてきたぜ。
Rika. We got a couple R's we gotta deal with.
リカちゃん、おはよう。レナにおはようございます。みんなにもおはようございますです。
See, I thought that this was like the main character, but maybe that's not the case. I literally don't know this story. Rika-chan greeted... Well, you know what? This might literally be what happened to me with, like, Fate. Where I'm like, oh, I thought that, you know, Shiro was the main character and I didn't know Rin was. And then I got. Oh my god, is that what it's gonna be? Rika-chan greeted each of us with an adorable little bow. It was infectious. Rena, Mion, and I all bowed back.
リカちゃんはいい子だよな。それに比べてサトコは。
I glared over in her direction. Satoko was whistling while rather deliberately trying to avoid eye contact.
サトコはいい子でございますのことよ。
Look at those big old meat mittens.
いい子はこんな凶悪な罠仕掛けないぞ。
言いがかりでございますわ。何の証拠があって。うわ
I picked up Satoko by the back of her collar and swung her around like Bowser in Mario 64. She looks like a misbehaved cat when I do this. But a cat wouldn't be setting traps. It's much harder to deal with.
ごめんなさいって言ってみな。言わないなら。
I cocked my index finger onto my thumb. Oh, I'm like, what do you mean? Oh no, you're gonna give the Omega flick, letting it tremble as I brought it closer to Satoko's forehead.
暴力反対ですの。証拠もないのに。
You put rocks in the thing, but okay.
言っとくが俺のデコピンはすごく痛い。
My family's bloodline technique is the forehead
ベニ
flick.
ヤくらいなら割る。
Oh my god, it might be.
やめて、やらないでけだもの。
人様が聞いたら誤解するような言い方をするんじゃねえ。
A small hand tugged on the back of my shirt.
圭一が2日間もお休みしたから寂しかったのです。
Rika-chan really is just so... How could I do anything more after being told that? Gently released my grip on Satoko, who at this point was on the verge of tears. She still had her eyes clamped shut as she braced herself for the forehead flick.
うわー、悔しくなんかないもん。
It's just a good screenshot. Whenever someone's bullying me, I'm gonna use this exact screenshot.
泣いちゃダメです、サトコ。ファイト、おーです。
Oh, you're adorable. Rika gently petted the head of her prankster friend. You would never guess these two are of the same age. Okay. But what is that age in comparison to us if we're all in the same classroom? I think Satoko could learn a thing or a million from Rika-chan.
今度はもっとすごい罠を仕掛けなさいですよ。
Never mind, she's encouraging her. Yeah, wait a minute. That's a good face too. As she observed the scene, Rena's expression grew ecstatic as she began to swoon.
サトコちゃん泣いている。かわいいよ。
So cute. Okay.
持ち帰っちゃダメだからね。
だってこんなにかわいいよ。
The way that's spelled is really
ど
funny.
んなに可愛くてもダメなの。
Cute.
でもちょっとくらいならダメかな。
Rena kept a cutesy face even as outrageous ideas spewed from her mouth. According to Mion, Rena is ridiculously weak to cute things and always tries to take them home. That's why she has 37 cats. Object or person and several people.
物もまずいが誘拐はもっとまずいぞ。諦めろ。
じゃあ見てるだけだよ。それならいいよね。
Rena swooned over Satoko's crying form. Girl ever goes missing in Hinamizawa, I'll be forced to turn Rena into the authorities. Now, that's like That feels a little on the nose for this game so far, but I think we'll keep note of this. Forgive me, Rena. I'll be sure to bring you care packages when they put you away.
先生来たよ。早く片付ける。
Alright, will teacher be important enough to even get a sprite?
さとこ、すずりあんたのでしょ
Just from Mion's single statement, the entire mood of the room shifted back to normal. The inkstone was bad, but the thumbtacks stuck to the door handle were an even bigger problem. I pulled the tape carefully off, making sure not to skewer myself. Even though Satoko was the one who set it up, everyone had to pick up after her. By the time the teacher entered the room, the bedlam from before had been neatly tidied up.
間に合ったね。起立気をつけ
Mion gave out the morning commands. I don't think the teacher gets a sprite, which is fair. It's difficult being the teacher for all these different grades in one classroom. She has to teach something different each one. I can't even imagine. But naturally, she ends up spending all her time with the younger kids. Yeah, it's usually how those go, right? Rena and Mion, being in the highest grade in the class, end up mostly doing self-study. They even end up helping teach the younger kids, so it seems they can never get their own studies. They're actually way behind where my studies have progressed to. As a result, I'm pretty much taking over for the teacher and helping Rena and Mion with their studies.
ケイチくんはお勉強教えるのうまいね。わかりやすいよ。
Rena took a breather after finishing highlighting an important section.
教える端から自信がなくなるよ。自分の理解の浅さがわかるな。
Actually, for real, if you want a good way to study, you teach someone else. It's actually a real strong way of doing it. Yeah.
3倍理解してなければならないって言うしね。
That's true.
ケイちゃんもうちらに教えながら同時に復習もできてるわけなんだよ。
In contrast, this person over here is quite laissez-faire about things. For one, isn't she supposed to be in a higher grade than
ミ
me?
オンさ、一言じゃないぞ。
Yeah, that's actually really bad, huh?
真剣にやんないとまずいぜ。こんなレベルじゃ。
別に進学校を目指すわけでもないし、受験に必要なそこそこができてりゃ十分十分。
Her staunch defiance was really something else. This was a different type of relax than somebody who already knew what was going to be on the entrance exams.
みーちゃん、ケイチくんが頑張って教えてくれるんだからさ、私たちも頑張ろうよ。
レナは素直ないい子だな。先生がきっといい学校に進学させてやるからな。
ありがとう。
レナには特に教えてやるからな。
Rena really takes everything way too much at face value. I think she needs to understand when small talk is small talk.
二人きりでプライベートレッスンだぞ。
This guy's incorrigible.
プライベートレッスン。
A puff of smoke shaped like a halo popped out of Rena's head. Exactly what kind of private lesson is she fantasizing about that's making her turn so red? I'd like to hear the play-by-play of that next time. While Mion was flipping through her vocabulary flashcards, she threw out a casual
都
question.
会じゃさ、こんなに勉強しなきゃいけないわけ
Yep.
この程度はできないと進学できないね。
Yep.
進学できないから勉強するわけ
Yep.
まあ、
Don't lie, buddy.
平たく言えばそうなる
Yep.
な。
There you go.
将来役に立たないのは承知で。
こっちじゃあさ、出席日数が足りてりゃみんな進学できるんだよ。
That's... I was gonna say kind of sad, but honestly, that's how it kind of goes, huh?
そうなのか？
Study equals entrance exams. Having that basic law of the universe so easily overturned sent me into a state of shock.
そうかもね。試験で振り落とさなきゃならないほど人もいないし。誰でも進学できるならさ、そんなにガリガリとやることもないんじゃない？
まあそうだけど、でも一般常識程度にはできた方が。
おじさんはそんな無駄な勉強に時間をかけるよりさ、この思春期の貴重な時間をもっと有意義に過ごすために使うべきじゃないかなと考えるわけよ。
There's something to be said about a balance. It was too profound of a statement to simply laugh off. But since it was Mion, it probably didn't have that deep of a meaning. I was gonna say, is that a handbell? And yes, it is. In place of a chime, the sound of the principal waving a handbell drifted through the classroom.
ケイちゃん、おしまいおしまい。さあ、楽しいランチタイ ム。
In a complete 180 from her unmotivated state, Mion gave the commands that signaled the end of the morning period.
ケイチくん、お昼にしよう。
I might have been making a very troubled face. Rena smiled brightly
よっ
at
しゃ
me.
飯にするか。
Now, is it a bring your own lunch sort of place, or is there a little canteen? What are we doing? There seemed to be different cliques even within the class. Most of them were divided up by gender and age, but our group was different. Our ages were different, and we had both boys and girls. But we weren't reserved around each other. This level of openness makes a transfer student like me pretty happy. Rena and Mion pushed their desks together so they were facing each other. At the same time, Satoko and Rika Rika-chan, I gotta remember the Chan, were slowly lugging their desks over as well.
ケイチくん、早く早く。
Rena waved her chopsticks in an unrefined manner, trying to hurry me along. Unless everyone was together, they wouldn't even open their lunch boxes.
ケイチさんのお弁当はきっと貧乏くさくパンの耳に決まってますわ。
I'm sorry, a destitute plebeian. I assume that's a bit of a punch-up, because why would you know those words?
恥ずかしがらずにお見せなさいな。ほらほら。
Even though Satoko was hurling insults at me, she wouldn't open the lid to her lunchbox until I was there. Pulled out my lunchbox swiftly and dragged my chair over to join the
お
circle.
うお待たせ。
では、ミー委員長の号令でいただきますです。
Representative me. Are we gonna do boxing? What are we doing? At first, this was kind of embarrassing, but I got used to it pretty fast. At this point, I probably wouldn't even open up my own lunchbox if someone else was too slow. Our ages and genders may all have been different, but we were all friends.
いただきます。
The sound of our little 5-part chorus echoed beautifully throughout the classroom. And everyone saw my lunch was better than everyone else's. Really, though, I've gotten pretty used to this group made up of all girls. Of course, there were other boys in the class, but they were a lot younger, so they were scared to approach me. I mean, this was kind of my experience, too. Because, like, I moved to a small town for, like, my last year of high school. And, like, my experience was basically like, oh, all the boys are, like, into sports and stuff, and I don't want to deal with that. So I pretty much just, like, hung out with all the girls. And yeah, there I was, transfer student, they brought me in, and it was kind of similar to this. I sure hope this isn't another visual novel synchronization thing, because, I have some ideas of what might be coming, and that wouldn't be good. Well, that's to be expected. Younger boys just see older boys as scary. Compare that to the girls, well, at least these girls aren't picky. We all put the side dishes in the middle where everyone was free to pick at them. Oh, that is actually so nice. I thought girls would mind sharing a meal with a guy, so I was a bit flustered joining in. However, Mion noticed that and teased me quite a bit. As the fruit of my efforts, I can now easily reach over and take sides from anybody's lunch.
あらあら、ケイチさんのお弁当は今日は大奮発ではございませんこと。
あらあら、さとこさんのお弁当こそ大奮発ですこと。煮物がしっくていい感じですわ。
Buying into the fight that Satoko was starting, our chopsticks locked in a cross counter, stabbing into each other's lunch.
ビビ
お、里芋がいい感じだぞ。
Taro. I do like taro. That's something that I've sort of learned to appreciate the
煮
flavor
物
of.
は冷めててもうまいよな。
Oh, they would probably be cold, right? After seeing my happy face, Rika-chan's expression broke into a little smile.
夕べの夕食の煮物少し取っておきましたですよ。
Oh, cold leftovers. By the way, Satoko and Rika-chan's lunches were always the same. Seems that Rika-chan makes it for both of them every day. Okay. Well, that's interesting. That's a note to keep track of.
この煮物もリカちゃんが作ったのかい？こいつはお袋の味クラスだよな。
I was honestly impressed. Carrot rosettes weren't from a mold. They were done by hand with a knife. That's way too much effort for every day. It's not easy to do.
リカちゃんって何気にそういうの得意なんだよな。
お裁縫とかお洗濯とかも上手なの。すごいよね。すっごいよね。リカはいろいろとすんごいんですよ。
Okay, I have to say, like, this exact sprite of Satoko has an energy to it. Like, I can't describe it other than it is a stanced up energy. Like, it reminds me of, like, when you first see sort of Saber's sprites in Stay Night, where you just have like this person who just by standing there emits an energy. There's an energy to this exact sprite. Okay. Yeah, why are you boasting for her?
僕よりレナの方がお料理は上手です。そのね。
What's the star? How do you star? Seeing the topic of conversation switch to Rena when she wasn't expecting it, making her blush and trip over her words. Rena's lunch really was the star of the table. Not only did it look good, well, it tasted good. Everyone else pulled from Rena's lunchbox constantly.
これ前に評判良かったからいっぱい作ってみたの。美味しいかな？
Okay, is her repeating the last thing she says, is that sort of her verbal trait? Because it's kind of what I'm getting from her. Knocking Mion's chopsticks aside, I reached out, trying to secure my own portion. Satoko and Rika-chan reached over at the same time and a struggle ensued. Everyone shoveled in mouthful after mouthful while praising it, and Rena's lunchbox was soon empty. It was kind of bad that no one thought to leave any for Rena. Oh, well, that's just mean. But Rena seemed rather satisfied as she looked on.
いかがかしら。レナさんもとてもお料理が上手ですことよ。ケイイチさんとは大違いですの。
だからお前が威張ることじゃねえだろ。
サトコだってケイちゃんと変わらないじゃんよ。あんたブロッコリーとカリフラワーの区別つくようになったわけ？
That's really sad if you can't do that. They're quite different. Wait, what? Satoko's face went pale. Does she...
ブロッコリーとカリフラワーの違いなら俺だってわかるぜ。
わかりますもの。わかるもん。
I mean, this seems funny, but like I was once told to go buy lettuce and I brought cabbage. So yeah, you gotta start somewhere. Anyways, it's really hard for her to lie.
ケイイチくん、どっちでも茹でてマヨネーズかけると美味しいじゃない？
Okay, I don't know about the mayo part, but I know Japanese mayo is different,
め
but
ちゃかわいそうだよ。みーちゃんも。
Rena hurriedly tried to follow up and Mion laughed heartily as she drew closer to Satoko.
まあまあ家庭科の授業ってことで。じゃあサトコ、これは？
Oh no, but this is so real. Like you're sitting with your friends at lunch and you're like, what's this? And then you have the one friend who has no idea about food and they're like, well, I don't know. And Mion lifted up her chopsticks. Between them was a piece of green stuff wrapped in bacon. Trick question. Asparagus.
でもそれアスパラ。
I called it. I called it. Mion made eye contact with me and within 0.3 seconds I had Rika-chan's mouth covered. Holding a piece of bacon-wrapped asparagus and giving her two choices. Well, she's pretty terrible.
その
Which is it? Which is it?
黄色がカリフラワー。緑がカリフラ。
さあどっちだ？
多分黄色がブロッコリーで
Blue?
青がカリフラワー。でも緑はその。
Oh, you're a little brainlet.
本当にどっちか分かってる？降参した方が良くない？
I'd expect no less from the class representative. The oldest. The way she drives people into a corner just shows how much experience she has. It's just a hunch, but being brought into the Sonozaki household must have been quite the ordeal. That's an interesting phrasing, brought into the Sonozaki
わ
household.
かりますもの。わかるもん。
じゃあ答えなよ。
わかるもん。わかるもん。
This is just bullying. But like the funny kind. Like this is funny bullying as opposed to the physical violence type. She finally broke down and started crying. When she acts like this, she actually starts to seem her age.
かいよ。
Okay, you're also kind of a problem, huh? Rena entered a state of euphoria as Satoko bawled her eyes out. Rena was in a state of bliss as she rubbed her cheek against Satoko's head and smothered her. A rather very content face. One that wouldn't care if the world ended right then. It was that kind of smile.
レナ、ミオンさんがいじめるんですの。かい。大丈夫だよ。 レナお姉ちゃんが悪い人たちはやっつけちゃうからね。
Wait, sorry, what? Fish boom bam, what? It's a flash of
Ima.
lightning.
一体
Did we just get
Nani
raging
ga?
demoned? Both of Reina's fish shot out at supersonic speed, striking Mion and me squarely in our faces. Before we knew it, Mion and I were sprawled spread eagle on the floor, staring up at the ceiling with matching welts on our
ケイちゃんは
faces.
食らうの初めてだよね。今日のはまだ甘い方。
Okay.
甘いって、これよりまだ上があるってのかよ。
With that, Mion and I both slumped our heads back to the floor in unison. From now on, I'll be careful when I'm within striking distance of Reina.
ほらさとこちゃん、やっつけちゃったよ。かわいい。
Okay. Cute Euphoria Reina is a problem.
お持ち帰りしたい。
And now you're all fine. Making sure Rena couldn't see it, Satoko stuck her tongue out at us. Damn it all, using Rena like a puppet. Rika-chan massaged our bruises without saying a word. Oh, well, hey, that sounds like the school day's ending. Well, I think, because I need, more videos than anything, so I think, a little over an hour is going to be kind of where we're going with. So I think for now, let's hit our first save here. I don't need to write a comment or anything. It's nice that you can do it. I won't. That's a lot of save slots. That's really good. But yeah, thank you all for watching, everyone. We'll be back with some more of Higurashi Chapter 1 Onikakushi next time, guys. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you for some more then. Ciao. Yo.